I'm going to record a video to show how we are going to be running this. Ideally, this would be Dockerized, but for the sake of brevity, I'm doing this on the host without using Docker. Otherwise, it's going to take me a couple of hours or perhaps a day more, and I need to go back to my regular work. Ideally, you'll have installed Pulumi. Here you have the installation instructions. You'll need to set up your own Google account for this, since we're going to enable the Drive API. And I usually use PyAmp, but you can use whatever you like to create the virtual environment. I'm using Python 3.11.5, but I'm not using something specific for this. And we are going to start. The first thing is going to be to type this command, and just a heads up, I'm going to be reading the same readme that we are going to be executing. It's going to be a tad boring, but this is just an example. Ideally, we will set up a Meet or a Zoom call to show you this. This is going to open up the browser. This is doing an OAuth login. You'll select your account, or you will log in your Google account. You will allow this. Now that you are authenticated, we can continue. We are going to go to the infrastructure directory. We start to use Pulumi. We are not using the base service. We are using our own laptop to set up this project. This line that I'm executing here is the creation of an environment. Usually, you'll have the development environment, the staging environment, the production environment, and perhaps temporal environments for the developers. We just have one environment for this. I don't set up a passphrase for this. This is just a challenge. You don't need to set up anything here. Now you'll install this requirement file. This just installs the Pulumi stack with all the stuff that we need. I'm not doing that because I already have this installed. We are going to run Pulumi app. I'm not setting anything because I don't have a passphrase. I just press enter. Here we are going to perform this update, and meanwhile this takes like 20 seconds. I'm going to show you. This is the code that creates the infrastructure. It's a quite straightforward code, and for example, I don't know, if I want to enable another API, I will code here and I will run again the Pulumi app command. Basically here what I have is the creation of the project from scratch. I'm going to enable the Drive API to use, and I'm going to create a service account, and I'm going to generate the service account service file to access. Usually you can do this via the UI, but now we can automate it, so I'll just leave it here. And now we have this created. Let's continue. I had to do some time because otherwise it was just going to be us watching the screen for 20 seconds or so. What I'm going to do, I'm going to configure Google Cloud to point to the new environment. Recall that I have run this several times. You'll select the output, you'll have a different value here. It's different for every person that runs these scripts. We need to do this because we are not setting a passphrase. And this is going to download the file, and it's going to decode it. I'm assuming that you have the base64 command, otherwise you'll need to adapt that line according to your needs. This is going to download a base64 string. We are just decoding it, and we are saving it in the file called service account JSON inside the infra directory. Here you see that the file was created. Now you'll go back and you will install these requirements. Here we are going to have the required libraries that we have for Google Cloud. I'm going to update that after I finish recording this video because it's missing some packages, but you don't have to worry about that. What I'm doing here, I'm going to run this script that is going to populate the Google Drive of the service account with a structure that is quite simple to understand. I'm creating two folders and I'm going to place certain files inside those folders. Just take into account that these files don't have anything. I'm just doing some random stuff to have data to provide a functional example of this. So for that, we simply copy this line. You'll need to put your own email here so it's shared with you, and you will provide the path through your service account JSON. Here, for the sake of the example, I'm putting my path. Just copy and execute it. These files don't have anything. And to show you this, you go to your Drive account and share with me. Here we have the fake files that were shared with me. They don't have anything, but for the sake of having something without using a real Drive account, we are going to be using that. Okay, why I'm also sharing the file, because the folder, sorry, because now since the folder is shared, you are going to be able to upload more folders into those two main folders that we created, and you'll be able to upload more files via the UI. This is not provided in the script. Okay, now the last part, this is the script per se. I provided two simple examples. This is the most simple one. This performs a regular string search with a default set of lookups. You can open the file and see what it does. This is straightforward doing search, and I provide it's extremely simple too, and that it simulates the NLP part, that the term criteria that I'm interpreting, it's following this pattern. Find me a file called docs.jpg, for example. If you don't want to provide the flag, you can simply run this way, and you can have the lookups responses there. I provided a couple of examples here. If I'm using the NLP format, well, this is a Postman NLP, but just to get you the idea. Or otherwise, we are just going to be performing a simple search and looking up these files in Google Drive. And that's pretty much it. After you have finished running this, you can delete the project. Obviously, you will have a different project ID. I'm going to show you this video via this video here, how you delete it. That's pretty much it. And then we're going to delete this stack, and that's pretty much it. That's the basic setup for this. I hope you could follow this without any problem, and thank you for watching this.